Hey there everybody, my name is AVADHD and welcome to my very first video on my probably 50th YouTube channel. We're gonna start off nice and strong with this channel and basically do an extremely short introduction of myself and move right on to the good shit. So, as most people with common sense can guess, my name is Ava and I have ADHD. Aside from my blatantly obvious username, I also carry other few spicy labels with myself. I'm 18 years old, soon to be 19, and I really despise social justice warriors. And all you SJWs can pause the video here and write your hate comments, but I'm gonna put a quick little disclaimer and say I agree with the majority of your views. It's just that you guys go about it in the most ridiculous, backwards way possible and actually get really fucking nowhere in the end. Surprise, surprise, I'm a girl who likes men and women romantically, but I don't need my extensive list of labels to put in my bio in order to feel accepted by society. And on that note, it brings us to today's wonderful topic of sexuality and labels on Tumblr. I'm going to preface this with, I really don't care what you identify as. You aren't hurting anyone by doing that. This video is for entertainment purposes only, hence why I blur every username and icon in this video. If you hunt these users down just to attack them, know that that's fucking retarded and I do not condone it in any way. As most of you watching probably know, Tumblr is notorious for replacing gay pride with straight hate. And so with that, I'm going to show you this post. You don't need a straight pride. You don't need a straight pride because your country has never told you you do not have the right to marry. You don't need a straight pride because your parents will never disown you for being straight. You don't need straight pride because you won't lose your friends over being straight. You don't need straight pride because there will always be someone to represent you in mass media. And one point of this post that really stuck out to me was the line that states, "You don't need straight pride because you won't lose your friends over being straight." And while this is partially true, I'm also going to point out a few flaws in this logic. You say that straight people won't lose friends due to being straight, yet here you are belittling them for existing as a straight person. And while I do believe that most LGBTQ people will accept straight friends because, well, sexuality shouldn't matter, I do believe that if I were a straight person, which I'm not, and I was friends with an LGBTQ person who acted this way, I would no longer be friends with them. And while that's not because that person broke ties with me, it was still because of the fact that I was hypothetically straight and hence my existence bothered my LGBTQ friend. Next up, we have this gem. Destroy heteronormativity. Just... what? Destroy heteronormativity? As in, heterosexuality being normal shouldn't be a thing? I'm sorry, but last time I checked, normal is not a bad thing. Did you know that technically being a woman could be considered normal, since there are more women in the world than men? Or maybe biology is a fucking thing and heterosexuality is necessary to reproduce and keep the human race alive? Being not normal isn't inherently a bad thing. It just means that something is more common than another thing. Society is complicated and always will be. There is no such thing as a perfect planet or peace on Earth, because if there was, happiness technically wouldn't exist. But I'll talk about that in a later video. Here's to the girls that like short guys with baby faces. Here's to the girls that like guys with gray hair and lots of stories to tell. Here's to the girls that like chubby guys with loud laughs. And so on, and so on, and so on. Just... what the fuck is up with Tumblr and the return key? Haven't you ever heard of a fucking paragraph? Christ. Anyway, just allow me to summarize this post. Here's to the girls who are decent fucking human beings with preferences. Like, is that what you meant to say? People exist and have preferences? No one person is going to be liked by literally everyone. I know of models who people think are ugly. I know of quote-unquote unattractive people who others think are the most gorgeous people they've ever seen. People have their preferences, and being accepting of people is way different than finding everyone on Earth attractive, and the latter is ultimately unrealistic. And for the cringe of the week, we have this gem. Things that should be taught in public schools. Basic cooking, personal finance, better sex ed, human sexuality, CPR and basic first aid, mental health management, resume writing, and interviewing skills. Alright, I'm gonna go through this list one more time. Basic cooking. You mean home ec? Personal finance. You mean home ec? Better sex ed. I don't know, maybe email your school board about that instead of posting it on Tumblr. Human sexuality. I don't know about you guys, but when I had sex ed, we learned about homosexuality, and it wasn't biased or bigoted. So I don't know where you went to school, but it sure doesn't seem good. CPR and basic first aid. Yep, learned about this in health class, which was mixed with sex ed. Mental health management. Again, health class. Or maybe just go see a fucking therapist. Resume writing. Home ec and health class teaches this too. Interviewing skills. Ask your parents? Jesus Christ. Anyway, I'm out for today. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel as I'll be posting more videos like this in the near future. I also have a Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram, most of them filled with bullshit, so follow me there too if you want. Peace.